Welcome back to another weekly roundup of cloud gaming news brought to you by yours truly. Remember, if you want to stay up to date with all the latest in cloud gaming, be sure to subscribe to the channel, turn on those notifications so you don't miss the next video, and of course, if you enjoy the content, give the video a like, helps the channel out a lot. But for now, let's get into this week's cloud gaming news. Starting things off with Microsoft this week, a small development to the Xbox Series X and S that could make a big difference to cloud gaming. This week it looks like some Xbox insiders have gained access to Edge as a new browser application on the Xbox. This appears to be groundwork for the rollout of xCloud in the browser, which should be coming soon. However, having access to the Chromium-based browser opens it up to a lot more cloud gaming applications. So far we've already seen people successfully running the browser version of both GeForce Now and Stadia on the Xbox. Through GeForce Now, it effectively unlocks a large portion of your Steam library on your Xbox, so you could even access previous PlayStation exclusives like Horizon Zero Dawn in a weird PlayStation to Steam to Xbox love child. There's some cousins in there somewhere. No word on when this will be released to all Xbox users, but as mentioned, it should coincide with the release of xCloud in the browser, which isn't that far off. With Apple's ongoing stance on cloud gaming, we can probably expect a browser version to be a staple in most cloud gaming offerings, like we've recently talked about with Boostroid streaming games in the browser, and Shadow had plans to release a web version. Interested to hear your thoughts on this one. I think honestly it's a great move in the right direction, which could potentially make the Xbox a cloud gaming powerhouse. You know, if you could get your hands on one. In even more xCloud news this week, with the Microsoft acquisition of ZeniMax Media being finalized, 20 new Bethesda games have been added to Game Pass Ultimate, with 17 of them heading to xCloud. Those games are Dishonored Definitive Edition, Dishonored 2, Doom 1993, Doom 2, Doom 3, Doom 64, Doom Eternal, The Elder Scrolls V Skyrim Edition, The Elder Scrolls Online, The Evil Within, Fallout 4, Fallout 76, Prey, Rage 2, Wolfenstein The New Order, Wolfenstein The Old Blood, and Wolfenstein Youngblood. Of the list, only 3 Bethesda games came to console and PC and not the cloud, and they were The Elder Scrolls 3 Morrowind, Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion, and Fallout New Vegas, which seems to be some kind of sick joke. Let's just give them 76 and they'll be happy. But interested to hear your thoughts. What do you think of the new additions? Which ones are you going to check out? Let me know in the comments down below. Moving on to yet another controversy-free week for Google Stadia. It honestly feels like we should hang up one of those signs that says number of days without an accident. This week we have 3 games announced coming to Google Stadia. Firstly, after resolving issues with the developer, Terraria will in fact be coming to Stadia on March 18th. Next we have Blue Fire, which honestly is giving me all of the Zelda vibes. I'm actually really looking forward to this one. This did come out last month on Switch, PC, PlayStation and Xbox, and received very positive ratings on Steam. So yeah, no shade from me. This is a great get for Stadia. And the final title is Trine 4 The Nightmare Prince, a puzzle-solving platformer, which again has been met with very positive reviews. So yeah, Stadia gets a thumbs up from me this week. It's rare, don't mess it up. Next is a new week, which of course means new titles added to GeForce Now, but a little bit different this week, as Nvidia has confirmed growing support for the GOG games library. We first saw this last year with the GOG version of Cyberpunk accessible on GeForce Now, but is now being extended to include the glorious Witcher franchise. So as always, I'll throw up the list of games here, but yeah, obviously the big call out is the addition of the Witcher titles this week with Thronebreaker, The Witcher Tales, The Witcher Adventure Game, The Witcher 2, and The Witcher 3. With over 3,000 titles available in the GOG library, let's hope to see the continued collaboration with GeForce Now. And finishing things up this week with a Shadow update, and although there was a Shadow news stream this week, it was actually just focused on further enhancements being rolled out, so at this time we still do not have any further details on their bankruptcy or progress from any interested buyers. For now, as promised, the service has remained unaffected by the changes, and yeah, here are some enhancements which we can expect to see shortly. The first one is the continued rollout of dual screen support. This was previously being tested in alpha, which, as the name suggests, is a relatively unstable environment, so it wasn't the best way for users to try out. This will be released into the beta environment in the next few days, which is the one that I use, and will be available on Windows, Mac, and Linux, with an iOS version coming to test flight soon. Next, something the fidelity snobs among us have been anticipating for a while, 444. Now, in case you're like, Mark, the hell is 444? That's not a feature, that's a string of numbers. 444 chroma subsampling gives the best image quality by streaming video without losing colors. Usually the compression in video streaming leads to some loss in colors, which can be worse for some colors than others. For example, red comes through just not as red, whereas greens are somewhat unaffected, as we can see in this demo here. This one is still in the works, but will be coming to the alpha version soon. Due to the increased image quality with 444, it is estimated that turning this on will use more bandwidth and would also require a slightly better CPU on your local machine to handle the decoding of the enhanced video. For that reason, 444 won't be available for the Shadow Ghost or Shadow Box, as the ARM-based processors will not be powerful enough to handle it. And finally, not everything that gets released is a visible, clickable feature. To that point, a patch will be rolled out shortly, which is lovingly called Perf v3. As you probably already guessed, this is a patch to improve the performance of Shadow. It has something to do with modifying the virtualization layer. I don't know, I'm not smart enough to understand, to be honest. However, the result should be enhanced performance and improved FPS, particularly for CPU heavy games and applications. A big thing we always talk about is the potential bottlenecking of the CPUs on the Shadow rigs, and because replacing the hardware across all data centers would be a monumental task, it's good to see enhancements in this form to ensure the experience isn't degraded. But that's it from me, so of course, if you enjoyed the video, you found it somewhat helpful, a like rating would be appreciated. If you haven't already, remember to subscribe to the channel, turn on those notifications so you don't miss the next video. Hope everyone's staying safe out there, and as always, I shall see you in the next one.